Well, fentanyl is a clandestine killer, and Texans are victimized by Mexican cartels that produce and import it. So cartels are terrorists, and it's time that we started treating them that way. So today I have issued this executive order designating cartels as terrorists in Texas and directing the Texas Department of Public Safety to take immediate action to, among other things, identify gangs that are supporting Mexican cartels and work to seize assets as well as disrupt cartel networks. I've also directed Texas agencies to alert the public about the fentanyl crisis, including schools and workplaces through mediums like social media and public service announcements, to make clear that truly one pill can kill. And then today I also sent this letter to President Biden as well as Vice President Harris, demanding that they classify Mexican drug cartels operating in Texas as terrorist organizations. These Mexican cartels are violent, deadly threats to every Texan and every American. Fentanyl is a scourge where just one pill kills. To save our country, we are escalating our efforts to get these gangs as well as these drugs off our streets. Today's announcements also follow things I've already announced before, and that is we will be working this next session. And that is we will be working this next session to reclassify fentanyl overdoses as fentanyl poisoning. We will be looking to elevate to murder the charge of anyone who knowingly provides fentanyl to someone who loses their life because of it. We're taking this fentanyl problem seriously, and we want to stop it in the state of Texas. We'll take a few questions.
Well, let me run it down to you, communist, homosexual, faggot, dipshit, motherfucker. Fuck you, that's why. 'Cause fuck you, that's why. 'Cause helmets suck, that's why. And commies like you swallow, that's why. Fuck Pete Wilson, that's why. Fuck Dick Floyd, that's why.
How's it going, you guys? Welcome to Liberty Bowl. So, you just saw that. So, Greg Abbott finally designating the drug cartels as narco-terrorists, at least in the state of Texas. So, what does that actually mean? Well, we're going to go ahead and get into all that, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so what did you guys think of that that fly thing, man? That shit was fucking weird, right? I just found that in editing, man. I don't know if that's he's a fucking lizard or some fucking shit like that, but you guys saw that, right? That fly was fucking hanging around, flying around and shit. It flew up into his eyeball and then gone, right? All right, so anyway, tell me what you guys think of that fucking shit in the comments. I don't want to stay on this for too long, all right? So he finally someone is designating these cartel members as terrorists, right? Unfortunately, it's only in the state of Texas, as if this problem only applies to the state of Texas, which we very well know that it is a national problem, right? Fentanyl is killing everybody left and right all over America. As you may know from my previous episodes, I used to have a problem with drugs way back in the past, right? I'm definitely glad that I got out of that now. This was way before, fentanyl was a thing. Yeah, it's scary out there now. Scary stuff, man. But at the same time, if you are truly in a bad place and you wish to get help, there's plenty of help out there. All right, don't you? I mean, you just literally look up drug help. I'm sure whatever city, state you're in, there's a crisis center near you that can get you some Suboxones or whatever the hell you need to get you off of this stuff, right? So, is this a good thing? Yes, of course it's a good thing, right? It's a step in the right direction. At least somebody, as I said, is finally starting to designate these people as terrorists. Again, he is only saying in the state of Texas, but of course that is because he is the governor of Texas. That is about the limit to what his power reaches. So, of course, in the state of Texas, he's at least taking a step in the right direction. This could also be a kind of blueprint for a more national movement. Maybe here in Arizona we can start doing things like that. I don't know. Eventually, you all know my, what I think. I think, if you really, really wanted to actually stop the drug problem and the drug cartels in Mexico, which of course I don't think they want to do that. Again, like he said, it's about, seizures. It's about disrupting their I don't know, their operations. And so really, seizures, that's really just taking, essentially that's their way of taxing drug dealers, right? Is through, search and seizure, right? Doesn't matter if you're guilty or not, search and seizure. We're taking your shit, hire a lawyer if you want it back, right? And that's the general way that it goes. So again, it could just be, some whole, revenue grift. But again, as I said, finally someone is calling, an apple, right? They are clearly terrorists. They clearly, we're giving these people asylum that come through the Mexican border, through border towns, because of the fact that they are, being terrorized by these cartels, these organizations, which they also have to pay in order to get through the border as well, with coyotes, things like that, right? So, of course, we need to build a wall. We need to designate these cartels as narco terrorists, as international terrorists, right? Because as he mentions in the briefing or whatever, they are intentionally disguising their stuff. They're disguising it in all different forms. They're literally just pressing it into anything. They're pressing it into things that are common pills. They're pressing it into knockoff, counterfeit, Xanaxes, things like that. They're putting it in your cocaine. They're putting it in literally everything right now. And that's where the problem is starting to rise. You don't know what you're getting anymore, and that's why people are dropping like flies. People don't think that they're taking fentanyl. They think that they're taking a Percocet. They think they're taking some cocaine. They think they're doing this, they're doing that, and they're really doing fentanyl. Next thing you know, they're dead. So what he's doing is he's going after the gangs that support cartels, essentially gangs, right? What gang in Texas is not supporting cartels, right? Essentially, if you want drugs in the state of Texas for resale, you're going through the cartels. So essentially, that's just targeting all gang members. Essentially, as I said, fuck it, legalize drugs. Fucking that's what's really going to cripple the fucking cartels. But of course, that's an extremist view. They're never going to do that, right? They don't want fucking drugs to be legalized. They don't want to solve the problem. They want to just put a band-aid over it. They want to just put some more tax dollars on it, and they want this. They really just want to revive the war on drugs, right? That's really what Trump's even trying to do. He's essentially just trying to nobody's talking about going after the cartels at all. Not one mention about going after the cartels, right? Why? So they say that they can't designate them as terrorist organizations because they don't have a political agenda. Well, they don't really need a political agenda because all the politicians and the police and everyone in Mexico is on their payroll. So ultimately, they're above the politicians. Why do they need any sort of political power? The political power bows down to them, right? So essentially, they are beyond that. They are beyond the point of a political organization for terrorist means. Furthermore, they intentionally attack American citizens. How? As I mentioned earlier, by lacing fentanyl in everything now. That clearly shows an intent to kill American citizens, right? For whatever reason. Clearly we are their cash cow, so I don't really see the logic behind killing us. Other than the fact that, it sells, right? And if somebody dies, that fucking drug dealers, their profits are going through the roof that week. And right or wrong, it's that's just the way that it is, right? I don't know. The people are attracted to the hardest core stuff out there. I guess it's, more bang for your buck, whatever. But either way, you guys just be careful out there, man. I don't know. Again, if you are on drugs, get clean. That's the number one thing you could do. I mean, you're literally saving your life as well as your financial, security, because that shit's fucking expensive. But yeah, man. Yeah, drugs, they ain't worth it, man. Smoke some weed, shit. If anything. They're also trying to raise the fentanyl sales charge up to murder if you knowingly sold fentanyl in a case involving an overdose, right? So basically, they are going to take all these overdose cases and they're going to start going after the dealers. So currently, if someone is overdosing in your home and you call 911, the police are not allowed to show up. The police are not allowed to show up. Why is that? Because it is going to deter you from calling 911 and getting this person that is overdosing help. So now that they are going to start investigating all these overdoses and trying to go after the people, they're going to start investigating this stuff to the fullest again. Like I said, trying to revive the war on drugs. With them reviving, all these investigations of, these overdoses. Again, not saying that they shouldn't investigate overdoses. Of course it is sad. You never know, even if it could have been a hot shot, it could have been intentional. You never know. So you need to at least do some sort of investigation into, maybe an autopsy, seeing, levels, things like that. But when they start going after the dealers, the suppliers, things like that, based off of basic, everyday overdose cases, which happen daily, many overdoses a day. So they're going to start investigating all of those. And again, as I said, the reason that they don't they don't bring the police along for drug overdose cases is because people are not going to call an ambulance for people that are overdosing. So yeah, again, it's like I said, I'm totally against fentanyl, right? And at the same time, I'm also very anti-authoritarian. I don't believe that you can, lock people up into sobriety. Ultimately, you can, but it's going to be on the taxpayer's expense. I mean, we already have overpopulated prison, populations as it is. And I just don't believe, in fucking locking up people that just want to, fuck up their lives for, on the taxpayer's dollar, just for the simple fact that they want to fuck up their lives, right? Whatever. More power to them. Alrighty, people. Well, that's about all I got for you guys today. I appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all the likes, the subscribes, the shares. Yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. Definitely let me know what you guys think of that fucking fly thing. That shit was really creeping me out, man. I don't know, fucking weird shit. But anyway, you guys like, subscribe, share. Fuck off.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, bitch!